All right, all right, all right. Carnivore Soldier coming at you from Austin, Texas. It's another Wednesday. We made it another week. It was a long weekend here in America because we had Martin Luther King Day. So we had a 3-day weekend, and that makes for a short week. So this Wednesday snuck up on me, I should say. Anyway, just glad you're here. Hope you've been sticking to your diet and hope you're crushing it here in January. I've got another guest here, Pete from the Primal Timeline. If you haven't seen his stuff, definitely check it out. Hey, Pete, how's it going?
Good, Larry. How are you, man? Thanks for having me on.
Right. And just introduce yourself for people that may not know who you are.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Pete. I have a channel called the Primal Timeline. Uh, Carnivore for 9 months now. I've been seeing eight months for the last month, but carnivore of 9 months. I've lost a bunch of weight. I've overcome some depression and anxiety issues with the carnivore diet, and here I am.
And you sound like a Southern gentleman. Where are you from?
Originally from Scotland.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Grew up in Scotland, but now I live in Australia. I moved to Australia when I was 12 years old.
Okay. So
So
way
yeah,
south. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, way south. Yeah,
No, I could
yeah,
pick up
but
a little
very.
Scottish accent in you. When I first heard you, and I couldn't place it because I knew you from Australia, and
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
like,
I have
man,
quite a unique accent. Sort of,
it is.
some people have asked me if I'm Canadian, which is
The-
unusual.
that's kind of an insult.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to take that, to be honest. But I'll answer to I'm happy to take anything.
Well, you've got summer down there right now, so it's nice and warm, right? Who
Oh
would
man,
dream about that?
it's actually debilitatingly hot. It's probably about 98% humidity at the moment, so it's like steaming. It's like a sauna outside.
Well,
So,
today or last night, it got down to 12 here in Austin, Texas, 12 Fahrenheit, which
sounds
is
good.
I forget what it is, -4 Celsius
Yeah,
or
it's
something like that.
pretty cold. Pretty
Yeah,
cold.
very cold.
Yeah.
And last couple nights, one of my showers freezes. When one of my
Yeah.
showers, my master bathroom shower, when it freezes, I know it's cold outside.
Oh
So I
yeah.
have to go use the guest shower.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty cold here.
It's
So
quite an unrelatable experience
yeah.
for me.
I gotta say though, I've never been to Australia. I want to go. I've been to South Africa,
Yeah. Me too.
and
Me too.
one of have you? Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
Cape
Twice.
Town,
Johannesburg.
Stellenbosch.
Yep.
Where? Oh,
Yep.
Joburg. You went to
Yeah.
Joburg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
to Cape Town, Stellenbosch, Fishhook. I went to a lot of Hex Valley, a lot of great places down there. Love the people, love their
Mm.
barbecue. They call it a braai there.
Yeah. Yep. I've had
Oh
a few
yeah,
braais.
and
Yeah, man.
the
Great meat.
Vorbost, I guess it is a
Yeah.
sandwich. With yeah, I
Yeah.
used to love the
Yeah.
Vorbost.
Yeah.
Or Borvost, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Uh,
And biltong. Biltong's like one of the best.
Biltong's great too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an antelope
Yeah.
where they actually strip it out and hang it to dry, and it's salted. It's really good. Very
Yeah,
good.
so, and they do
I don't.
it. They really leave the fat on with the biltong too. So it's a
Yeah. It's
fantastic
very.
experience. Yeah.
There was actually a place in the mall in South Africa, and when I went there, you couldn't bring biltong back. I don't know if you still can't, but you couldn't back then.
Okay.
They'd block you in the airport in America anyway. But
Yeah.
they had a mall that had all different types of antelope. Baki bak, Bronto bak, with all the different baks, right? And there's
Yeah.
a bunch of different types of antelope in Africa. And the biltong was great because you go try different ones. Like, oh, I'll get some of this and some of this. And
Yeah.
it was, the Gemsbach and the Baki bak and all that, and Springbok. It was fun.
Hmm.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And
It's not a great country.
the thing I love though about being down south of the equator is your constellations are completely different than what we see up here, and people don't realize that
Yeah.
until you go
Yeah.
south. We don't.
Yeah.
We have the Northern Star,
Hmm.
the North Star. We have the Big Dipper. We have all these things that we're used to seeing. And when you go down there, you got the Southern Cross. You have like
Yeah.
completely different constellations to look at. The night sky is 100% different, and you'll never see it if you don't go past the equator. And I
Yeah.
recommend people, if you haven't traveled, do it. So I mean, just get
Mhm.
out and if you're going to travel big. I mean, going on a cruise in the Caribbean is fine, but you're not gonna learn anything from that. Go to
Mhm.
another country, go to another culture, see how people live. Everything's not America light. When you go to other countries. In the Army, I got to travel. In the Navy, I got to travel. And we see other real countries and see how they live. It's really great.
Oh,
And you
it's
don't have to go like
fantastic.
way
Yeah.
out. You can go to Australia or you can go to South Africa or whatever, where it's not like super weird or
Yeah. Well, Australia
not.
probably is America light to some extent.
Yeah, it
Um,
probably
you
is,
know.
except for your draconian government, which we're kind of leaning that
Yes.
way now too. But yeah,
Yeah. 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 But I'd love to get to the States. I've never been to America, so that's I've got to do it at some point.
Yeah, and America's a lot different too from state to state, right? So
Yeah, of course.
you look at Texas. I mean, we are definitely, you know, I guess we're independent people. We love freedom and we love
Yep.
independence,
Yep.
and we don't want to give either one up. And we don't want anyone sitting in a capital telling us what to do, basically, right? So that's kind of the way we are.
Sounds perfect for a carnivore, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's great about this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's bango.
sure. I mean, we have that saying. We have that "come and take it" is the saying we have, right? And that's all based
Exactly.
on the Texas lore, where the when Texas was a state or a territory of the Mexican government before it became a country, because Texas is the only state that was actually a country before it became a state.
Right.
So
Okay.
it became the Republic of Texas. Before then, it was a territory, and these Texans had somehow gotten a cannon, and the Mexican army wanted it, and they're like, you need to turn that over," and they said, "Come and take it," and that's what they had to do. I mean, that's the way it is. So
Yeah.
come and take it's like a standard saying we have here. So if you're gonna take our beef, go ahead, come and take it. See how
Love
easy
it.
that is. See how that goes.
Yeah, that's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's kind of the way that's our. All right, look at this. Carnivore for Life's up.
Oh, fantastic.
Hey, Larry,
Hey, Alex.
you take Carnivore up late. No stopping carnivores.
That's
Awesome,
it, man.
man. Hey, brother, if you want to join, let me know, and I'll shoot you a code. I know it's late there, and you probably aren't going to stay on late, but if you want to join for a little bit, just let me know. Let's see. Dave Saunier, yes, Texas is a great state. Louisiana's a great state too. Louisiana has a lot of Louisiana's on our border, and they have a lot of the same types of feelings for not wanting to be messed with. In fact, they have, like, in Louisiana, they have their own law. They have the Napoleonic Code of Law because they were a French colony, I guess, back in the day, and they still have a different law than the rest of the states. It's very interesting. Each state's got really interesting history. So,
well, it's like Australia. It's this massive continent, right? So you're going to have diversity the whole way across the board.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's very different. All right, see who we got here. Anyone has questions, please put QQQ up. We got Tracy Kensel. Hey, Carnivore friends. How you doing, Tracy? Eric, Carnivore RN. What's up, brother? He's a veteran, Army veteran. Like I said, Pete and Larry, hello. UK Carnivore up late. No stopping carnivores. Yeah, let's see. Right. So have you been back to Scotland since you've been an adult?
No, that's really interesting. I was chatting with Alex about this yesterday. No, I haven't. So, came here when I was 12, went through school and then university, studied TV production at uni, and then was fortunate enough to get a job in TV as soon as I stepped out of university. And because that, I guess, is a tougher industry to get into, I really clung on to that. And I was aware that in the early days of my career, if I stepped out and took a gap year and traveled back to Scotland, I might miss my spot. Or I was very career driven. So my parents have been back, my sister's been back. I've had family come and visit. But the closest I've been is I went back to Spain 5 years ago to do a job. There's a TV show called Love Island.
Oh, wow.
And we did an Australian series of that from the beautiful Balearic Isle of Majorca. So I was really close, man. It was like an hour away from home. And that was, but I was working the whole time. All the flights were paid and booked by my employer. So I really didn't get the chance to get back there, which was disappointing.
Spain's on my bucket list, though. I hear it's beautiful and fun.
I love it there. But yeah, I have a real affinity with that place.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I got a video that came out called Carnivore Diet in Your 60s. Is it possible to reverse aging? But the thumbnail says "Kicking Ass After 60," and it's got Alex on it. And it was it's very popular. 2,000 views in the first 24 hours. So it's number 2 out of all my videos so far. It's taken off. Definitely, if you haven't had a chance to watch it, Alex has a great story. He's 65. He doesn't look anywhere near that. He doesn't act anywhere near that. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. Thanks for watching.
He's a popular man at the moment because I know he's just gone up on your channel with an interview, and he's just gone up on my channel also with an interview. So
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You did do an interview with him. I saw that. I think.
Yeah, we spoke yesterday.
Let's see.
Which was
there it is.
Lovely time. Yeah, it was great. Great chat. Yeah, there he is.
Yep, there he is. Carnivore for Life before and after. Yeah. Oh, you got his wife in there too. I didn't get any pictures of his wife.
Yeah, there she is. That's Shell.
Yeah, yeah,
His,
yeah.
his wife. Yeah.
So anyway, definitely check out Primal Timeline. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe and look at his videos. They're great. I mean, they're not like mine. They're not like off the cuff. Just these are polished productions and they're really good. That's what he does for a living. So his stuff's a different style of video, not
Yeah,
worse or better,
I don't do
just
off the
different.
cuff like yeah, I don't do off the cuff like you do, Larry. I'm sort of less capable of that, so I dance around that with production values instead.
That's great though. No,
Yeah,
that a
it is
lot
what
of
it
people
is.
appreciate that, and it's good for a change of. You get tired of watching me blab. You can go watch your stuff and get entertained by
Yeah,
your
true.
comedy. Just good little comedy skits and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Love
cool,
it,
man.
man.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right, Carnivore for Life, Alex. Not a question. Big thanks to you two guys. Anyone not sure you will get so much from subbing with these two channels? Important content for health. Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. And check out Alex's channel too. He's quite a committed carnivore. Again, it's guys like us, we all have careers or retired or whatever. We don't do this for money or fame. I didn't want to be a YouTuber. You
No.
didn't want to be a YouTuber. Alex didn't want to be a YouTuber. We've done this because we're compelled to. And as I was talking about in my live meetup in Texas, I was talking about how we have an obligation, right? So I'm a concealed carry handgun guy, which means I'm trained to use my handgun. I carry it with me wherever I go. And if something goes down around you in Texas, you want me nearby because I will stop the threat, right? And I'll probably save your life. So
awesome.
we call it an obligation of concealed carry. If you are trained and you're capable and you have a gun, you have an obligation to carry it in public so that you can protect, like sheepdogs, you can protect the sheep, right? And not everyone wants to carry a gun. I get that. Just that's what I do. And I think now with this carnivore diet, again, I am a sheepdog. I have the capability. I have, the passion and the skill and the knowledge. So I'm gonna be a sheepdog in the carnivore community with my YouTube channel. And not everyone has to be, but definitely the guys that are, you need to support them because we are there to get this message out and help people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like you've said before, Larry, this is becoming carnivore and experiencing the changes that we've experienced. It's a life-changing event. You become a whole new you as such, a new person, and that's why I'm driven to share.
Yeah.
Well.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, my dog is crying at the door, so he probably has to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to let him out. Would you just share some of the changes that happened in your life that led you to starting this real quick?
Yeah.
And I'll be back in like 2
Yeah.
shakes.
Cool.
All right.
All right. No worries, man. I'll hold the fort. Okay. So, in terms of the changes for me, so I got onto carnivore 9 months ago now. I've been saying 8 months in all my videos, but it's now 9 months. At that point, I'd already dropped a little bit of weight. Again, this is all outlined on my channel. I'd hit late 2022, I'd hit an all-time low. I was 30 kilograms, 66 pounds heavier. I was depressed and anxious. So I started to do keto again for the umpteenth time in my life at that point. Lost a bunch of weight. Then around March, April last year, I went on a work trip. And that's when the wheels really fell off. So, it was a great work trip, great fun. There was also, a drinking culture, eat whatever you want sort of culture. So the wheels really fell off. Also around that time, I started discovering the Carnivore YouTube channels that I'm sure most of us are aware of. And it really piqued my interest, jumped on board, and after about very committed carnivore. After about 3 months of that, obviously the weight continued to drop, but one of the biggest changes I noticed was my mental state. So, having been a depressed, anxious sort of guy for most of my adult life, all of a sudden I just noticed it had gone away, and it kind of knocked me for six, to be honest. That, hey, why am I not feeling anxious in this sort of situation? And it's been an ongoing improvement ever since then, to be honest. And I think things are still improving. I don't think any of us have hit this plateau, and that's. I honestly think we've all got ways to go, and it's only going to get better. But yeah, that led to me. Long story short, led to me being here, wanting to start a YouTube channel, really unusual for me to want to do that. But no, it's becoming more natural, something I'm really enjoying. And I never thought I'd be spreading a word like this. But it's the power of the carnivore diet. Here I am. So hopefully,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
And same with me. I mean, like I said, I never wanted to have a YouTube channel, and some days it's not convenient. Like right now, my hockey game's on, and I could be in there watching my hockey game, which is the one sport I watch. So,
Yep. Yep.
but
Yeah,
it's worth
exactly.
it to me to be here with you, because watching a hockey game
Yeah.
doesn't change anything. It just entertains me, right? Being
Yeah.
here can motivate, can inform, can share the word, and hopefully you'll go out and inform and motivate, right? Hopefully you'll go out and share this with your brother-in-law or your sister or your coworker. And who knows how many people's lives. It's kind of like the how many have you heard the saying of how many seeds are in an apple? Have you heard that before?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
I'm
so that's a
intrigued. I'm
finite
intrigued.
number, right? You can cut an apple out and find out exactly how many seeds are in there, right?
Yep.
But how
Yep.
many apples are in a seed?
Ooh,
Right? You get an
yeah.
apple tree.
Yeah.
How many apples are there? So this is the power of the seed. In the Bible, they talk about the mustard seed, right? This is the power of a seed. And we're out planting seeds. Johnny Appleseed, that was the thing I grew up watching, or learning about the lore, the American lore. And Johnny Appleseed was one of the American legends, right? There's a lot of them. And he was the guy that went planting apples. But you don't know how many apples are in that seed. So you plant the seed, and you don't know how many people will be saved or change their lives or whatever. I mean, it's very powerful. It's a
Yeah,
super powerful concept.
that's a great analogy. That's incredibly relatable. I mean, all I know is I was driven to do this. Had no idea what the actual outcome was going to be, and still don't long term.
Right.
But it's been a real ride so far. And
Well,
that's only and it's only been a few weeks for me. And,
yeah. Here's the
it's
deal. Like
amazing.
when you plant seeds, you don't go plant one apple seed and then
Yeah,
sit there and watch every day to see if it grows, right? You go plant
correct.
30, 40, 60 apple seeds, and you water them, and you don't sit there and watch them. You have faith that some are going to, Bible talks about this too. Some seeds will land in good soil, some will land in bad soil, some will get washed away, some will be overtaken by weeds. That's okay. Your only responsibility, and that's what I call the obligation of carnivore, is to spread seeds, to go out and share this thing. That's really what it is. After you fix yourself. But like being on a plane, you put your oxygen mask on first, right? Then you start helping people around you. Same thing here. You got to take care of you, get your health going in the right direction. Once you get past, like that's what happened to me. I was from March till August, I was fixing me. I got to a healthy point, and that's when I launched my channel. I mean, you too, right?
Yeah.
You didn't do it day one.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Carrie
Exactly
kind of
right.
did it day one, which is interesting because Carrie and I listen, guys, I'm at 301 days today, by the way. Super excited about that. But
Congrats.
Carrie is like 2 days ahead of me, Carrie from Homestead How. And because he already had a YouTube channel, he the first week started doing it because he identified or realized it was real things were happening.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
it
is
really
incredible. It's
Yeah,
incredibly
yeah.
brave because I mean, I don't know if I would have done that because like I said, every diet I'd done up to this point was a failure.
Yeah,
right?
he really got on board, right? Yeah.
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 So
I mean,
go ahead.
Well, just going to say the other thing is that I mean, part of the reason as well to, like you say, to sow this seed and spread this message is that the traditional message from the government, the powers that be, is wrong, and we know that. We know that now because of what we've experienced. So we're up against the big dogs here.
Yep.
And,
but for the first time the first time ever that we've been up against the big dogs, we have the power of the internet. Okay, because like when the last time I can think of the population going against the big dogs at scale would have been the tobacco industry. But back then you had to get things published, you had to get past publishers, right? That was pre-internet. Post-internet, that decentralized publishing. Now I can publish, you can publish, everyone can be a reporter. And that's the difference that we have here. Yeah, this is going to be a different war. And now they're trying to squelch our publishing on platforms because that's where their leverage is, right? With these big tech companies. So this is the battle we fight. But we got to stick with it. All right, we got a first question. I have severe anxiety. Can you go in detail the foods you ate and the amount? Okay, so my question is, do you have severe anxiety about this diet, or do you just have severe anxiety and you want to cure it by going carnivore? That's one question I have, and you can answer that below. I would just say, if you want the best results, the easiest diet to start with is BBB and E, which is beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, because it gives you a lot of variety. It's very easy to start with. You stay away from your dairy, your cheeses and such. If you do use any dairy at all, just use it as a condiment, like a cheese on a cheeseburger. You don't snack on cheese, right? And drink water. Add a lot of salt. That's what I would say is the basic easiest. What do you think, Pete? Do you have any other feedback or any other ideas on that?
No, I agree very much with that. I very, very quickly found out through, I started off with a lot of barbecuing. So I was doing, beef, lamb, and pork primarily, and not a lot of bacon. Eggs for me are kind of cyclical. I go through phases where I love eggs, then I kind of have a break, and then I love them again. So during my non-egg phase, eating a lot of beef, lamb, and pork, and and a little bit of chicken too initially, and then realizing very, very quickly that I felt amazing whenever I ate the beef and lamb, and not so amazing when I ate pork or chicken. So the ruminant animals really worked out for me. So again, you listen to your body. My body absolutely, without reading too much information, my body naturally guided me towards eating ruminant animals. So but yeah, the bacon, beef, eggs, butter thing is amazing, and a great way to start. But I think pretty quickly you'll find out what works for you.
Yeah,
your body will tell you.
you got to start somewhere, and
Yeah.
that's just an easy, simple thing, because just, I mean, or you could just do, you could start with lion, just do,
Yeah.
beef, salt, and water,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
add things as you want.
Yeah.
It just depends what you want to start with. For me, I was snacking a lot. I had emotional snacking. I had all kinds of different snacking going on. So I had bacon. I did a pound of bacon a day, fried up in the fridge in a bag, so I could snack to it whenever I wanted to. And I did not restrict my snacking. I just restricted what I ate, not when I ate.
Yeah, that's the key. 100%. Yeah, as long as you're eating the right stuff.
Yeah. All right, Lambs has a question. I'll let you start with this one, Pete. Do you guys ever go off plan diet-wise? How do you resolve if you do?
At this stage in my 9 months as a carnivore, hey Lambs, no, I've never gone off plan. For me, I've got pretty good. Larry and I speak. Well, Larry particularly speaks about your why, as to why you're doing this diet. I've got very strong whys. Weight loss was the initial why. Mental health became a huge part of the why as I noticed the improvements. But I'm also curing and managing some gut issues as well. And that's a very strong why, because as Larry and I have spoken about in the past, the alternative for me, if I was to go back on a standard diet, there's a strong chance I'd end up in hospital with some of the issues I have. So my whys are very strong. But to be honest, the biggest reason for me to stick to this is the fact that I just feel utterly amazing. I feel like a new man. I feel like I've taken out the old engine, put a V8 engine in instead of the old 4-cylinder. My brain has had a full-on upgrade and a reboot. So for me, the temptation to go off plan just isn't there. Obviously, the holidays was a period where there was temptation, but it wasn't for me, oh, I want to eat that cake, or I want to eat that plate of chips or whatever. The temptation was more social pressures. So it was the first time I was really flung into situations where I had to explain what I was doing. And, I couldn't just quietly go about my business as a carnivore. But I guess that's also character building as well. But no, I haven't gone off plan. I went off plan once, in the sense that I had steak with lots and lots of black pepper on it on Boxing Day. And again, I might be a bit more sensitive than others, but I had a terrible flare up from that black pepper. And again, fantastic nature of this diet is the elimination aspect. And I realized that, hey, I can't tolerate black pepper very well, so that's off the menu for me. But no, Larry, I've never gone off plan. What about you?
Probably the oxalates. When I go
yeah,
off,
exactly.
when I go off plan, it's like I did the coffee. I added the coffee back in. My arthritis came back. And then I did try tea, and tea didn't flare me up, but tea has a lot less of lot. I use an herbal tea, something called rooibos. They have in South Africa, actually, where I learned how to like it. There's an herbal tea, very low in oxalates, and I can drink that now. So it is a plant-based product, so it's off, off plan, but it's very rare. And I would say that if you do fall off plan, like eat sugar or whatever, just make sure that when you resolve, you figure out what led up to that. What were you thinking? Do a review and an analysis of what caused that failure, because basically you failed, and hopefully you didn't plan it. You don't plan cheat days, but if you fall off, you look at what happened. Like, what were you feeling before? Did you eat before you went out? Did you go to the party and you were hungry already? Whatever it was. And then, you got to look at your why and figure out what failed and try to fix that. So going forward, I call it failing with purpose, because you failed, but then you got to make a purpose out of that to prevent future failure. That's kind of the way I like to look at it. But so, I mean, my falling off is like falling off lion by eating butter and eating eggs and bacon one day. That's still whole carnivore, but that's my kind of falling off. And then at Thanksgiving, my sister did make a keto cheesecake with almond flour crust, and I ate that. I ate a piece of that. So that was falling off. But that was not, it's keto. It's not really that bad. And my stomach didn't really get jacked up. My body.
I think a huge part of this this diet is, for me anyway, is the mental mind shift. Like, very early on, about 3 months in, something just kind of clicked to my brain, where the years and years of seeing food as as a treat or something yummy to fill in the time or to eat emotionally, that changed completely. I mean, I really enjoy what I eat now, but I see food as nutrition. I eat to survive.
It's not entertainment anymore.
Don't survive to eat. It's not entertainment at all. And that really clicked for me strongly, and it hasn't gone away. So that's a huge drive.
It's a lot like going to the bathroom. It's just a biological function you have to get out of the way so you can go do something more interesting, right?
You still want to enjoy it, but enjoy a nice steak instead of a piece of cake.
It still tastes good, but it's not like you don't plan your life around it. Like, I used to plan my life around food. I for sure did. Let's see. Oh yeah, happy Carniversary, Hoosier. I sent you a link in your email if you want to join us. Feel free. You can join us in the chat.
Happy anniversary. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. I
All
hope you're
right.
feeling better after your fast, mate. I was following along your fast as you did.
Yeah. He did a 9-day fast, I believe, right?
Yeah, huge effort.
So Alaskan Carnivore says, if you fall off the horse, get right back on. That's the other thing you can do. So first off, you fail with a purpose. You learn and correct what you did wrong. You kind of figure out, what things could I do different to prevent that. And the other thing is, you practice getting back up and jumping back into carnivore. And that's resilience. Resilience is not getting knocked down. Resilience is getting knocked down and popping up. And like Rocky says, it's how you get up. It's how you take the punch. You're going to get knocked down. It's going to happen in life. You got to learn how to get up. And the more times you pop back up, the better you get at recovering. That's resilience. And that takes reps. You can't read about it. I mean, you can, but it's not going to help. You got to actually put the reps in.
And use it as a learning experience. You might want to observe how that falling off the wagon, how that made you feel physically. If you had any specific reactions or flare-ups, use that as a learning experience. Don't get negative. Don't get down on yourself. Just learn from it.
Looks like Errol's on night shift. Glad you're here, Errol. What are you studying, by the way? I'm curious. Missy says, this is about the anxiety question, I believe. I would say lion diet for at least 3 days to see if anxiety symptoms improve. Yeah. If it's anxiety, you could try lion for 3 days just to really purify, the purest diet you can get and see how it makes you feel.
As an anxiety sufferer, again, talking about this natural listening to your body sort of thing, I absolutely gravitated towards lion. I've done lion for almost 2 or 3 months at a time. And, my anxiety's a million times better. So, it's my experience, but that could work for you.
Protected Lady, QQQ, keto and ketovore since 2015, 85 pounds lost. Great. carnivore 3 months and weight has stalled. Any advice to kickstart again? I would say, what is carnivore to you? What are you eating on carnivore? Are you eating any sweeteners, artificial or natural? Are you eating any dairy? Those are the two things I would cut out first. Then I would probably consider, you might want to consider going lion. That's what I did. I stalled out after 3 months, went lion, and lost 14 pounds in the first 3 weeks after I went lion. So lion is just ruminant animal or beef, and salt and water. And that worked for me because it was dairy that did it for me, I believe.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I did have a stall, and it was around the time I was experimenting with cream. So it was a pure cream, just no additives, but a heavy cream. And I was making things like carnivore ice cream, where I'd freeze it and then eat nothing else added to it, but eat it like ice cream. Did that for about a week, and absolutely stalled my weight loss. So
Doing the Dr. Kilt's ice cream. That's
very similar to that. Like say really bare bone stuff. I'd whip it up till it got to soft peaks.
Yeah.
Then put it in the freezer, stir it up a few times. Then when it got to the right consistency, just eat that. Really nice. Didn't need it again.
Yeah.
I've really pulled back from that comfort eating sort of mindset, and that stalled my weight loss 100%.
I mean, once you get to your target weight, you can do that and probably be okay. But
yeah,
gotta watch
it. Do it occasionally. Don't do it every day like I did.
Yeah, not every day, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. James Myers, Carnivore Soldier, planted a seed several months ago when he posted on his Facebook page about this lifestyle. When I finally had enough of my situation, I decided to give it a try. Keep planting those seeds. See, that's it, guys. James Myers. I mean, I didn't know, if he'd do this or not, but you just got to keep posting stuff. And some people will do it, some won't. But you got to keep planting the seeds. Just like when you plant seeds, some will grow, some won't.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. On board from Liberty Hill, looking good, boys. Jim and Lynn. So Jim is a retired police officer, and his wife Lynn. They were at the meetup. Good to see you guys. Glad you're here. Welcome. Experience a bit of blurred vision, water and salt intake not lacking. Ideas. Well, your eye shape can change a little bit based on your inflammation going down. My eyesight got a little better. Like I can actually read without my glasses now, so I should probably be taking them off. So I know the shape of your eye can change. I think Dr. Weidman is a ophthalmologist, and she talks about that. So look up Dr. Weidman. I forget her first name. Do you guys know? Someone will post it down here. But Dr. Weidman is an ophthalmologist, and she talks about that your eyesight. And some people in my group, one of the girls ladies that showed up at the in-person meetup said her eyesight changed so radically. Her doctor's like, that just doesn't happen, and her eyes are just getting so much better. So maybe the opposite could happen too, where you're used to focusing at a different point. Now your eye swelling has gone down. Your blurred vision may automatically recalibrate over time. I don't know.
I love hearing those stories when the doctors are blown away. They always get me. It's a fantastic element of this because I've experienced that with some healing that I've had, and I heard on Carnivore for Life, Alex's stream yesterday, Carl speaking about how he had stitches and the wound healed up so fast that the nurse was she fell off a chair.
That's pretty cool.
I love that stuff. It's fantastic.
It is cool. And things are still going to happen to you when you're carnivore. You're still going to get hurt. So I have an 8,000 step per day challenge, and I haven't been doing it for the last week. And the reason was I own in addition to being a wireless network architect, I actually own a business inspecting real estate. So I was inspecting a house for someone. All right. We got someone joining us here. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How are you, bro? He's in the meat locker.
He's in the meat locker.
Yeah, love it.
And so I was actually inspecting. Make sure you guys follow Who's Your Carnivore too, and like and subscribe his videos. So I was inspecting the attic, and it was an old house from the 1980s, and it had a screwed panel, and I knew better, but I was like, I'm just going to screw it and pop in there. Usually I don't, and I popped it down, and all this dust of insulation came right down. And I inhaled it, and I immediately got a sore throat, so I inhaled so much that I got an infection, turned into a sinus infection. And it's not because I was sick, like my immune system was weak. It's because I inhaled a bunch of bad stuff that I shouldn't do. Right. I didn't put a mask on. I didn't take precautions. So things are still going to happen to you. You'll have injuries or insults like that. And so I ended up getting a full-blown sinus infection from that. And I couldn't go walk because it was freezing outside and I didn't want to get pneumonia. So I missed out on a bunch of days on my walking challenge. So, but guess what? I did rebound really quick. I mean, my body is totally, I can tell the immune system is running at optimum levels, right? Yeah. So you will get injured, but you will heal faster as long as you take care of yourself and eat properly.
Definitely.
All right. So what are you up to, Brett? Happy Carniversary. It's your 10-month.
Yeah. Today's my 10-month. I started on St. Patrick's Day last year. So I can speak a little bit to what you're talking about on the immune system. When I was doing my 12-day fast, on day 2 or 3, I contracted a common cold. And I mean, just right in the middle of the fast, couldn't have been worse timing. And I'm like, I'm going to keep going with this and see how long it takes my fasted immune system to beat this virus. And it took 5 days. 5 days, and I was 100% over, no cold, no feeling, no runniness, no sore throat. It was gone. 5 days.
Perhaps the autophagy element of the fast might have helped with that.
It might have.
You know, yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Well,
that's great.
I had, like I said, I had this sinus infection. It was full blown, like nasty, but I didn't miss any work. I didn't have low energy. I just felt like garbage a little bit, a couple times throughout the day, not all day. I didn't feel like I used to. I can tell you that. I felt like I could perform, but in the morning was a little bit rough, but then I'd get going and I'd be fine all day pretty much. So yeah, the body operates better. Let's see. Lynn, Tucker, Carnivore, good to see you both. Pete, I agree to feel too good to eat any other way. Larry, the Carnivore Soldier t-shirt I wanted the meetup fits perfectly. Oh, that's so great.
Great.
So great to feel. That's great. Thank you, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn, I saw you in the video that the Carnivore brothers put up. So it was nice to see you at the meetup.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fred's soldier, and he's one of my guys. He's fighting cancer as well, and he lives in the Caribbean. Fantastic life, so he's not freezing like we are. See, it made him take on situations that weren't great, and with a calm demeanor. Wife noticed. Yeah, I think everyone would notice that things have changed in the way we handle things, right?
Yeah, way more chill. I'm just never really up for an argument. I'll diffuse arguments straight away. I'm just not interested anymore.
Yeah. Brett, do you have family members, or are you single, or what's your situation?
Oh, I'm married. I've got a 12-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl.
Okay.
And, just living the American dream here in the flyover country.
How do you think being a carnivore has affected your being a dad? Like what has changed?
Oh, I'm much less easy to upset than I was before. I've got a much longer fuse, and I seem to have just more tolerance for kids' foolishness, I guess. And I tend to kind of goof around with them a little more than I used to. You know, I'm a little, I don't know, slightly more carefree.
Cool.
That's cool.
Prone to enjoy the moment when the kids are doing something goofy that I would normally just like, stupid kids. But, you know, I'm like, I'll kind of jump in the mix or clap along or, you know, whatever they're doing. So,
yeah, I felt like I had more energy to go do stuff like go for walks, go for hikes, ride bikes, that kind of stuff, and more of an inclination to do so. I wasn't so passive. And I think just having a better outlook on life and more positive person makes me a better role model too, and more confidence. I just have more confidence in myself.
My 16-year-old has just he's just got his learners, so I've started driving lessons with him literally this week. And, you know, that can be a pretty hairy situation. And I've been I'll be pretty cool and calm as we drive on the roads for the first time, and that could be a scary situation. You've got a 16-year-old behind the wheel that's never driven before, and
Yeah.
and I've got older sons that I've already been through that with, and yeah, man, I'm being way cruisier than I have been in the past with it, and more supportive of them and stuff. So yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
Yeah, it makes me a better dad, I think.
Yeah.
So Protected Lady got back. She said no sweeteners, but only butter, dairy. So if you're eating too much butter, that can be a problem too. And a lot of people fall down that trap where they eat too much butter throughout the day, or they add too much butter. You could try cutting butter out. Also, how many times a day are you eating? Are you snacking throughout the day? Because every time you eat, even if it's meat, there is a slight insulin spike. And what you really want to do is limit how many insulin spikes you have. So you want to like limit how many times you eat to maybe 2, 1, or 3 times a day, whatever you prefer, and try to cut out snacking completely. Just drink more fluids. I mean, she's stuck on her weight. I believe that's what we were talking about. And so I would say that might be something to look at. And then Lion Diet is a great way to do that. So you can just do Lion Diet. Like I said, that might be the way. Some people really respond to it. I did. I really responded to it. Perhaps more fat. That's true too. You could be under eating. That's something else carnivores do a lot, and they don't eat enough fat. Eat too lean of meats. So if you are eating meats, make sure you eat fatty meats.
And when you eat a meal, eat until you're full.
Yeah.
And then when you're full, you stop. And then you don't eat again until you're truly hungry.
Yeah, this whole construct of 3 meals a day is not needed, and it's not natural. That is a man-made construct to sell cereal and make you go out to buy food at lunch, and this is all, you don't need that. So just eat when you're hungry. If you're not hungry, don't eat. If you're not hungry till 2 in the afternoon, don't eat till 2 in the afternoon. And then when you do, eat until you're full, satiated, till the next bite is a chore, and that's when you stop. Eat fatty meats, add salt. All right. Justin Williams, good evening from Eastern Washington State. Lion Diet here. Gone is 50 pounds and a long list of poor health. Feeling great. All right. So he's beyond the Washington. He's beyond the mountain range. He's on the other side of Washington. All right. Bruce said he broke stalls with fasting. You can do that. That's something you could try as well. You could do a fast.
Yeah,
that's what I did.
Yeah, or even cutting back to 1 meal a day.
Yeah, that's one, going to an OMAD and eating as much as you can, or
Mm.
even like a 4-hour period where you eat, at 1 and then eat at 3 or 4, and then you're full, then you're done, right?
Yeah, 24 ratio is really great, I think, for breaking stalls and losing weight.
Yeah. Alaskan Carnivore, after elimination of sugar and all things that turn sugar, carbs, starch, dairy, alcohol, etc., the cravings dissipate, so we can eat to live instead of eating like a grazer. Yeah, our hunger signals are definitely broken on a standard American diet. That's a fact. Because you're eating food that never satiates you. Go ahead.
They want you to be a grazer. You'll spend more money that way.
That's by design, right? They want you to be addicted. Where you're craving the food and you want to eat it all the time.
Yeah.
And then end up on medications to manage the health issues that you've encountered by grazing.
1:36 a.m. in Cork. That must be the UK. Yeah, that's got to be where it is. So she's in the UK. I don't know where Cork is, but it must be UK. That's Greenwich Mean Time. Let's see. Another question here. Recently had appendicitis at age 56. My wife keeps wondering if it's because I'm carnivore. I would say no. At about 160 days, 95% recovered and back to BBB and E. Any comments? Dr. Barry and I believe Dr. Chafee both have videos on that. And it is probably because your diet before you were carnivore that caused it. So it just happened to happen when you were going carnivore, though. So look up those videos. Look up Dr. Barry, appendicitis. Did carnivore cause my appendicitis or whatever? I can't remember what it's called, but I think he talks about that. I think it's highly unlikely that eating meat would cause you to get appendicitis.
And appendicitis is inflammation. It's an infection. So carnivore didn't cause inflammation like that. And I mean, and if it did, then he's got something else going on. He should get checked. But yeah, I highly doubt that it was caused by carnivore or even provoked.
Right. Right. Here we go. This is Lynn Tucker Carnivore. She's the one that was at my group in-person meetup, and she's the one that had the eye changes. 5 measurement improvements on the right eye and 2 on my left eye. And from when we were there, he said, he thought he made a mistake because eyes just don't do that. They don't recover like that. Well, guess what? They do on carnivore sometimes. Not everyone, but some people, depending on what your inflammation's like and where you get inflamed. Everyone gets inflamed a little differently. Errol Channer is studying to be carnivore nutrition and then coaching. Good stuff, man. Way to go, Errol. That's awesome.
Errol, where are you doing that through? Are you doing it online? Are you going to classes? Give us a little more info.
Yeah, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann. That's the one who's a optometric physician. Yeah, so definitely check out her YouTube videos about eyesight because she's the expert. I'm no doctor, no eye doctor, but she is. So, and she's a carnivore, so she'll tell you all about what it can do and why your eyes might be blurry.
And she's like a genius. I mean, she's just inspiring to listen to. If you ever tune into her channel and see any of her stuff, she's amazing.
Yep. Love to see all the success stories. Yes, success stories are awesome. Francis, hey guys, I'm 73, day 73, steak, eggs, butter, bacon, sometimes lamb. That's great. Also tried beef heart yesterday. Don't like it. That's fine. Started high intensity training, sprinting last week, going well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. That sounds like you're on the right path. I mean, that's what we're doing. I missed. So since I had this infection, I haven't sprinted either. I haven't worked out in a week. And my calendar things keep popping up saying today's a sprint, today's a lift. And I'm like, it kind of bummed me out this morning because I was supposed to be lifting, but I think tomorrow I might get back on it. So I'll probably put off till Saturday to make sure I'm fully healed before I go back into it. Great job, Francis. Keep it up. It's never too late. I got my 82-year-old mom to lay off seed oils, cut back on bread, and increase egg fat consumption. She feels better already. I wish I could get my dad to do that. He won't. Yeah. Maybe I need you to call my dad, Fred, because my dad's like super stubborn. And I don't know. How about your parents? Are your parents alive? Are they around?
Yeah. My dad's he's 75, and they eat pretty well. They eat like a Mediterranean style diet, but they still listen to their doctor, which has told them to minimize eggs for cholesterol reasons. And if you look in their fridge, it's skim milk, non-fat milk. They're still kind of stuck in the 80s a little bit in that sense. And it is what it is. It's frustrating, but what can you do? Or you just try and lead by example. Show them the benefits that you've had.
Yeah.
Nothing much more I can do than that.
Yes, I'm on YouTube at the same time as Facebook and on X. So you can go to YouTube right now if you want to catch it there. What about you, Brett?
Yeah, my mother's still around. She's 78, and she cut out the seed oils. She started not long after I did, but she's not doing carnivore. She's more of a kind of a keto diet. She has salad and meat and vegetables and things like that. And she's lost, I don't know, I think 40 pounds probably in the last 7 or 8 months. And she's definitely feeling better and doing well. She's still on her doctor's got her convinced she needs to be on a statin. So I'm still kind of working with her on that because I don't think she needs to be. Her blood work just doesn't prove that out. So trying to talk to her, see if she can get her doctor to wean her off of it and then see how she feels. But other than that, yeah, she's doing great. And my wife, dabbles. She kind of wants to do it, but she doesn't want me to be her carnivore coach. So she kind of just wants to do her own thing, and she's losing some weight and doing good. So I just kind of let her do her own thing. But we don't have any seed oils in the house anymore. Those are all gone. But the kids still have their junk food around, and I'm working on them, trying to get them to do it. But, it's tough when they've already, led an existence of breakfast cereal and Pop-Tarts. It's hard to get them off of it. But I keep offering them, meat and eggs and bacon and stuff for breakfast, and trying to get them to have some meat with every meal. And, so working on them a little bit at a time.
My son's been carnivore, but he wants to go back to standard diet for a while. So he asked me to buy him some cereal and some peanut butter and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll do that. I mean, I'm not going to be the draconian carnivore dad, right? So if he wants to try that, fine. We'll see what, he'll feel it. He'll know the difference, and he'll know what he did. And
do you know what sort of thinking has led him to want to change back, Larry? Do you know what triggered that?
Probably at his mom's house, because his mom gives him all that stuff. And and once you get back into it, you get addicted. So I think that's probably what it is. She has all that stuff there. So he probably gave in, and he wants some more. So I'm not, like I said, he's young. He's very resilient, and their bodies are resilient. They can handle the poison much better than we can. I'm still going to make sure he gets a lot of good meat. Right, he's going to get some good meat with his meals. So for sure,
something our kids have that we didn't is the knowledge of carnivore.
Yeah, so he has the knowledge
through their whole life. So they'll always really know about it.
He knows. Yeah,
man. We had no clue of it at that age.
No, so, we thought we were eating healthy. We thought we were. He knows it's not healthy now.
Point.
Now he knows it's not healthy.
Yep.
Although my ex would probably say it is healthy, because she's counter to what I believe. I mean, she didn't even think keto is healthy, and you can't fix that. That's just. So Lynn says, I'm on day 18, still feel awful. When will this get better? I have a lot of gut issue, down 18 pounds. So down 18 pounds, congratulations. Day 18 of what? What are you eating? Are you BBB and E? That's what I'd recommend. Cut out dairy if you're, and then add salt and water or electrolytes and probably some magnesium. That's what I would say. You guys got anything else you would add?
Oh, just great advice. Up the salt, the electrolytes, and lots of fat. Make sure you're getting enough fat. And if you got issues are going to the toilet too much, maybe you're getting too much fat. So you've got to sort of gauge that. Day 18, you're still kind of in experimental territory. So just keep experimenting, and
I think my first 18 days, I was switching over my gut biome, so I was pooping out water pretty much for a couple of weeks. I think that's going to happen. What do you say, Brett? Do you agree?
Yeah, that's 18 days is a while, but it's not unheard of. So it will get better. There is light on the other side of this tunnel, and you'll know when your gut biome makes that switch, because right now you're probably going to the bathroom every day, and then all of a sudden you'll go like 3 days and not go, and that's okay. When that happens, you've reached the other side of the looking glass. And you'll start having you'll start having normal sit downs, and they probably won't be every day.
No.
And that's normal. A lot of people think, oh gosh, I haven't gone for 3 days, I'm constipated.
Yeah.
And you're not. So just stick with it. Like these guys said, get plenty of salt. If you're feeling like crap, my guess is that your electrolytes are low.
Yeah.
Some people drink pickle juice to get their electrolytes.
I did. I drank dill pickle juice, not sweet pickle. You buy dill pickle juice. Yes. That's what I did.
And if you feel better within 20 minutes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So just stick with it. We're here for you. And you got this. You can do it. You're almost there. There.
Art has a question about symptoms of oxalate dumping. I know Dr. Kiltz has a great video on it, and that's what I usually share with people on my channel when they want to know about it. But do you guys have any experience or any idea of what symptoms, other than like rashes that I know of, what kind of things do you know come out from oxalate dumping?
I'm not 100% sure, but I suspect that some joint pain that I had around that time, fingers, crack my knuckles from time to time, and I'd go to crack my knuckles, and it really, really hurt. There's noticeable joint pain in my hands. I would put that down to oxalate dumping, because it came and it went, and that was it.
Yeah. I was never a big vegetable eater, so when I switched, I don't think I have many oxalates to dump. So I haven't experienced it, but rash, aches and pains, headaches, watch the videos.
Yeah, Dr. Kiltz has a great one because he talks about what it is and what things it can cause, and how you can actually manage it too. Because sometimes you can't just cut. If you've been eating tons of spinach and oxalate-filled foods, and you've been like a vegan or vegetarian, you're going to have high probability you'll have some serious oxalate dumping, and it may need to be managed in the beginning. If you're normally just eating a regular, pizza and all that stuff, and hamburgers and fries, you probably won't, in my opinion. All right, January 1st, 2024 is my start date. Today I had 3 fried eggs, pinto beans. Ooh, probably stay away from that. In beef college for lunch, 1 hamburger patty, 1/2 piece of salmon for dinner. January is my transition month. Okay, so you're transitioning. Okay, that's fine. If that's your plan, as long as you have a plan, I'm good with that. That's not bad. That's a good idea. And I think beans are one of the things they talk about for minimizing oxalate dumping. I think Dr. Kills talked about that. I can't remember. I have to check that video out.
Yeah. So it sounds like Dawn's being smart. If she's coming off of the typical American diet, she's weaning herself off of carbs. And beans probably is a decent thing to do that with, because they take a while for your body to digest, and they don't hit your blood sugar like white bread or fruit or something like that. So keep going with it and just slowly start cutting it down until the beans are gone.
Looks like she cut out all bread in January. That's good. So all bread, all sugars, all seed oils, cut them out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Good job, Don.
Yeah, and transitioning like that can really help with the gut issues. It could keep you off the toilet a little bit.
Yeah, that can help if you do it that way. I didn't have the luxury of that because I know I'm a binger, and I probably would have not handled that moderation well. That's a moderation plan, and I'm not that kind of guy. So
yeah.
All right. LMNT, not having bathroom as much, just order some. LMNT is something you can do. There's other companies that are even cheaper. Redmond has their own. I just use salt. You don't need to buy a specific package, but you can. Just be careful because LMNT does have natural flavorings, which was just revealed in another video to have some maltodextrin in it, which is sugar. So you will get and if that's artificial sweeteners too, you will get an insulin spike from that. So okay to do in the very beginning. I would get away from that as fast as you can though. And you don't need them past the beginning, because in the beginning you're dumping all this fluid weight. You're losing that initial 15, 18, 20 pounds. And by doing that, you're depleting all your electrolytes. So that's when you really need it in the beginning. After the first month, you really should be able to get away with just salt and magnesium, I think. What about you guys? Are you guys still doing supplements or anything like that now?
No, never have. But a bit like you, Larry, just pink Himalayan salt. And I've got 2 salts. I've got a pink Himalayan salt, and I've got some really nice Tasmanian sea salt as well, some really pure sea salt. So if I'm doing a steak, I'll pre-season with the Himalayan stuff, both sides, cook the steak, and then season with the nice rock salt at the end. And I feel like mixing up the salts is, spreading the amount of minerals I'm getting, the variety of minerals, and I feel like that's enough for me. What about you, Brett?
I just use Redmond's real salt on almost everything I eat. And during my 12-day fast at the beginning of the year, I had some keto chow fasting drops that I used just to help supplement during my fast. But other than that, no, I don't take any kind of electrolyte supplements.
Hey, Pete, someone says your audio is getting a little lower. You might want to dial it up a little bit. I don't know.
Okay. I'll leave
a little lower than ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Alaskan Carnivore orthopedic surgeon had me convinced on a knee replacement before finding Carnivore 4 months into Lion, and was rock hopping at low tide last week. Will be 65 and 3 on 3-2 and feel amazing. So she's going to be 65, or TNT's going to be 65, and didn't get the knee replacement. That's fantastic. That's great, and don't need it now, right? I mean, how many people had surgery where they probably wouldn't have needed it? My brother, he talks about it like, if I would have found this before, I might not need these surgeries. I was going to talk about dental health today before I had you guys as guests, because dental health, there's actually a doctor out there. What's his name? Gosh, I can't remember the doctor's name, but he's got a, I can show his channel actually. Maybe I can't. Yeah, there's a dentist out there that is I think his last name's Cook, and he's a carnivore dentist, and he just uses water and toothbrush, and he brushes once a day. Doesn't use any toothpaste. He's like, you don't need toothpaste. Toothpaste damages your mouth biome. You have a gut biome and a mouth biome, right? And every time you put antiseptic into your mouth biome, it kills all the bacteria that's necessary that protects your teeth. And so he's like, yeah, you don't need all that. Let me see if he is carnivore dentist. He did a video with Dr. Berry. And
yeah, I've often wondered that with toothpaste. You know, it's like one of the last chemical sort of things that I use. And,
and you don't need it, and he doesn't. He says he uses it very. Oh, his name is Kevin Stock. Kevin Stock is his name. Stock. I'll put it in the comments. And anyway, he was on Carnivore Down Under, or no, he not Down Under. He was on the one here, KetoCon last year. Kevin Stock, DDS, I think he is, and he's a carnivore. So you guys can look him up. He talks about all the different things, you know, how you can protect your teeth, how you going carnivore. He said you really don't need to brush your teeth at all. You really don't. He's like, that's just like, you know, they look at and he's big into archaeology, and he says that the people that had eaten meats, their teeth were perfect when they find their skeletons. They can't really age them by looking at their teeth, but people that ate a grain-based diet after the agricultural revolution, you can age them by their teeth because they have decay and they have teeth falling out and all these things. But everyone, you know, once they get to adult, they're just adults with their carnivores. They can't really tell much difference. Same with the rheumatoid arthritis or arthritis in their in their joints. They can't age them after adult. So they're either juvenile or adult when they're carnivore. Once you get into tribes that eat plants and grains, then you can actually look and see how old people are based on their decay. So that'll tell you something right there. Very interesting.
I recently had a tooth cleaning while I was on my fast, and I went in, and in years before, you know, I've always battled with, you know, gum disease and gingivitis, and, you know, have fillings and everything. And I went in this time, no gingivitis, gums are nice and tight on my teeth. She said, she's like, how long has it been since your last cleaning? And she looked, and she's like, wow, it's like your teeth don't have hardly any kind of dirt or film or plaque or on them or anything.
Yeah.
And I told her what I was doing, and I was fasting and stuff. And she's like, yeah, I've been hearing people doing that and not needing as much dental work. She's like, it may put me out of a job, but I'm all for it. She actually said that to me.
That's a good attitude. I mean, there'll always be people that'll need it because of people that won't take care of themselves. But
or you know, you get injuries or whatever, and you need it. But
I have two root canals, and they're not from cavities or anything. They're from being hit in the face when I was playing sports. My teeth died from the impact. So you get hit hard enough, it can happen. All right. So yeah, hardly any socks and sweaters, less plaque. Okay, no brushing, but definitely floss. Oh yeah, I floss all the time. So what are some things you guys save money on now? I mean, just what things can you think of that right now you save a lot of money on in your daily life?
I mean, one of the obvious ones for me is not buying alcohol anymore. I mean, that's that's a given really, but I was spending far too much money on alcohol, and I actually, since I've given up alcohol, I'm using an app. So I put in the amount of money I'd spend per week on booze, and after 6 or 7 months of not drinking, I've saved thousands of dollars
Yeah, it's like a whole Christmas, right? You can buy a gift for everyone, or a vacation. A vacation.
You think, what could I have done with that money, man? But no regrets. It is what it is. But cutting out all luxury items like alcohol, sweets, cakes, ice cream, all the stuff that you buy for comfort. That's a huge saving.
What about you, Brett? What are you saving money on these days?
Well, I save money on not hitting up McDonald's for breakfast in the morning, and not hitting up Burger King for lunch in the afternoon. So, I rarely eat breakfast, and when I do, I'll fry up some eggs or bacon here at home, and then I usually take something for lunch with me every day. And then if I forget, or if I'm in a hurry, I'll stop and get some burger patties somewhere. But yeah, I save a lot of money not eating fast food and not buying soft drinks like at the gas stations.
Yeah, every time you stop for gas, you go in and buy stuff.
Right.
I used to buy a lot of energy
it's
$2.
Drinks, was it $2.49 now here for a snack bag of Doritos?
Yeah.
I mean, that adds up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I save money on toilet paper, on toothpaste, because I don't use nearly as much as I used to. Garbage bags, because I barely ever take garbage out anymore. I save money on my groceries, of course, because I don't buy a bunch of ingredients typically.
Yep.
When I go to the movies, I don't buy a Coke and a popcorn. That's $13 right there in America for a large popcorn and large Coke. I save that every time if I go to a movie. I don't dine out as much. I barely ever do, unless it's a social event. I don't. That's the only time I do. So I save money there. I mean, there's so much stuff you save money on. It's crazy. Supplements. I don't take supplements. I don't have to buy a bunch of vitamins and all that junk. I save money on all that. The savings, it would be interesting to go through and try to figure out how much I save in a year. That would be a great video if I could figure that out. It would be, or just estimate, right? Like approximate savings of not buying that kind of stuff, not buying the drinks, the Cokes. I used to always have a fridge full of Cokes and all that stuff. I mean, jellies and breads and stuff you throw away all the time. There's a lot that I save money on. And again, like you said, going to the gas station, every time I got gas, I had to go in and buy something. And it would be a protein bar and a drink. It would be $7, $8, $10. Yeah. Yeah. And I was eating healthy, not like you. I wouldn't eat Doritos because I'd look down on you like, oh, this guy's eating bad food. I'm eating a Quest bar. That's like so healthy, right?
Yeah, I see the Quest bars in the vending machine at the gym, and you just think, man, that's not good for you. The artificial sweetness is probably worse for you than Doritos.
Oh yeah, less dishes to wash. So saving money on dish. I don't use my dishwasher anymore, so saving energy there. I hand wash everything because it's so much easier and it's quick. Saving money on that. Fruits and vegetables, yes, people are saving money on that because you forgot to eat them. Yep.
I save enough money to where I don't have to worry about buying meat. I can pretty much buy the meat that I want to have.
Yeah.
Now, I don't go crazy and buy, Wagyu beef and panda massaged, grass-fed, grass-finished stuff. But, when there's a sale, I stock up. When it's not on sale, I'll just buy it anyway because it's what I eat. So, I find that I don't have to worry about it as much.
I actually save on fewer going to the grocery store fewer times per month too.
Yeah,
I don't go as often. So it's fewer trips. So look, gas money there, and then the money you're spending on all that stuff. All right, DC's in the house. Julia's in the house. How you guys doing?
Hey,
Venetian Cat Fine Art. Hey, Julia, how you doing?
Nice.
DC Learn to Live. You're the man, brother.
Oh yeah, cool guy.
Yeah, really cool guy. Julia says I saved $100 a month on supplements, probably another 100 on fruits and veggies. Yes, you think about that, and $200 a month, you could buy some fine cuts of meat. You could really treat yourself nice, especially not going out. I mean, yeah, it's pretty amazing how much you save. And people talk about it being an expensive diet, and it's like I mean, dental work's expensive too. So now you're talking about fixing your mouth. And this doctor said that if you have a cavity and it's on the outside of your enamel, if you switch to this diet, it can go away completely.
Wow.
It can reverse a cavity as long as it hasn't broken through the enamel into the pulp. So that's pretty crazy, right?
Mm.
So what kind of meat could she buy for $200 a month? She could buy at least 15 pounds of ribeye.
Yeah, 8 ribeyes.
She could buy
8 thick ribeyes, choice.
Like 50 pounds of chicken thighs. She could buy.
I think actually 16 ribeyes. It's $57 for 4 Costco ribeyes that are like that thick. So you can get 15 or 16 ribeyes. I mean, have ribeye every other, high quality choice ones.
Every other day.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? Your gym has a bowl of candy on the counter. Exactly. Mine does too. And I see people eating it and I'm like, oh my gosh. And you know, it's not surprising that people are eating it. It's not surprising that they're eating this candy because I go to the gym. It's a similar situation to me now as going to the grocery store. Where in the grocery store, I'm just looking at their basket. At the gym, I'm looking at their body going, and the work they're putting in. I'm like, man, you're not going to get any results eating what you're eating, doing what you're doing. Those, if you do that same workout, but you switch your diet, it's amazing, right? So I don't know. It's a weird feeling. I just want to talk to people and tell them about it, but I don't because I don't want to be a freak at the gym, right? So I put my headphones on, just pay attention to myself. I have sprinkled a couple seeds when I was in there, though. I've talked to some guys who had military shirts. So I walk up and talk to them and say, hey, I got a YouTube channel geared towards military and first responders. You should check it out. That's what I do. And, you know, hopefully they'll go look and who knows. One of these days it'll work probably. All right, Fred. So true, Hoosier. It was 30 to 40 daily to eat out. Yes. Now I eat 1.5 pound ribeye or T-bone for less than half. I can get way cheaper. Smartly proposing his guide. Yeah. So I did a video on how to eat cheap and BBB&E, which is really cheap. Now I did take my son out for a smoked ribeye at a last week at a barbecue place. And I paid $26 per ribeye. So it's $50 for us to eat for 12-ounce ribeye. All right. Now it was prime and it was smoked. It was good, but it still wasn't as good as mine. It was not. It was not as good as a $13 or $14 ribeye at home.
When you can do a better one at home, it seems so pointless, doesn't it?
I have yet. Yeah, it's challenging to find one, and I don't want to spend $50 a ribeye. I mean, I could probably find one for 50 or 60 who would give mine for a run for the money, but that's a lot of money, right? And
sure,
I'm not in for the experience anymore. Going out and dining seems like such a waste. It doesn't seem like an experience. Like it doesn't seem like, oh, we're gonna go do something fun. To me, it's like I look at my wallet like I don't want to spend that money. That's a ripoff, man.
I'm the same way. Clothes shopping. My wife got me hooked on going to Goodwill years ago, and now I don't want to spend money. I don't want to spend $50 on a pair of jeans when I can get a pair for $6 at Goodwill.
Right.
That's more money I could spend on meat.
Mama Cracker's eating ground beef, eggs, and hot dogs. You know what? Hot dogs are totally fine. I mean, do what you do. Whatever you can afford, you can afford. And my son loves hot dogs. I eat hot dogs occasionally. I have no problem with them. I get them from Costco, the all beef hot dogs. I know they got fillers in them. I know they're not perfect. But guess what? I got the results. I got receipts. So once you get receipts and I'm not getting receipts, then you can tell me what to do. But if I'm getting receipts and you're getting receipts, hey, you do you, I do me. You know, if I want to clean my diet up, I know what to do. And we don't need to be police on each other. That's not failing, right? Failing is like eating a chocolate cake or an ice cream, going to get a thing of ice cream and eating it. Switching to a hot dog is not the same. It's especially if you're on a limited budget. So I don't know if Mama Cracker is, but I know a lot of people on my channel are on fixed incomes because they're retirees. And if you're a retiree and what you can do is eggs, beef, butter, and salt, then do that. And if hot dogs fall in there and Spam fall, I see the Spam sometimes. I mean, there's no problem with that. You're not going to fall back into eating Oreos because you had Spam. That's the thing.
Correct.
And remember, Dr. Berry said we should be eating nose to tail. And if you're eating bologna, Spam, hot dogs, there's a little bit of everything in those. So you're actually eating the way you're supposed to. Just try to find the cleanest ones you can.
Yeah, I mean they do have maltodextrin and stuff in it. They have like things in there that aren't great. Right?
Some of them.
It shouldn't be the primary food you eat.
No.
But if you're going to augment and for cheap, then it's okay, I think. Try to get all beef hot dogs. Try to get as clean as you can. I mean, I get the Costco ones are pretty clean, relatively. Let's see. Have you noticed how less waste you produce on carnivore diet? My flatmates who are vegan produce so much waste. They spend so much time in the kitchen preparing and so much packaging. Yeah, exactly. This is a minimalist dream come true because this minimizes everything in your life. There's no preparation. There's no shopping. There's no planning. There's no garbage. You're not making it. You minimize all these things in your life. For me, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I use a lot more plastic containers for storage at home. So, I'll buy my beef in bulk. You open up one plastic package, distribute it out to, my Tupperware containers or whatever they happen to be, throw them in the fridge. So you're really throwing away one piece of plastic for, 2.5, 3 days of eating. So you're absolutely minimizing waste.
Yeah. Tonight for dinner, we had a big tray of lamb chops that I cooked on Big Joe.
Yum.
And we ate them all. And the only waste from that whole cook was the styrofoam tray and the plastic wrap that the meat came in. And then that went in our recycling bin, which is going to go and get recycled. Yep.
That's the majority of my garbage is the styrofoam and the plastic wrap. And then now I do pull my steaks out and put them in individual Ziplocs and throw them in the freezer and freeze them individually. So because I cook them frozen, I pop them out, throw them right in the air fryer frozen. That's the way I do them. And then I have these liquid death water, canned water that I like to hit on the road with, or Topo Chicos. So I have that stuff. But I mean, it's so cheap. It's amazingly cheap compared to like Diet Coke and all the stuff we used to buy, right? I mean, and I drink so little of it. I bought a reverse osmosis machine, so I make my own fresh water, and that's fantastic. It makes 50 gallons a day. Thing cost me like $160 and took 2 hours to put in under my sink. It's so worth it.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Oh, it is. You'll save tons of money. So I don't even buy as much water anymore because I do a lot more of just ice with reverse osmosis water.
I take all my bottles back to the recycling depot near me. I get 10 cents back for every bottle and can of recycle. So we save them up in a big bag, and once a month we get $20 back for recycling. It's not too bad.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There was a question about getting energy by skipping breakfast. I skip breakfast. I work out in a fasted state, and as I start my workout, my intensity of my workout increases. I do not lift after eating. I try not to. I don't like to run after eating. I like to run and lift in a completely fasted state in the morning and then eat afterwards. So it's a great habit to get into. And fresh air and sun is definitely a great way to start the day. Yeah, coffee and donuts is terrible. Walking is great. And if you do some grounding, I don't know if you can go walk barefoot on the ground for a little bit. That's also good. Not sure about the science behind it, but I know I've done it, and it does feel good. And I think it helps me wake up. And you can go walk in the grass barefoot for a few minutes. That's all it takes. Being sick costs lots of money. My daughter-in-law diet is sad. She says she's too sick to work. Yep, you lost work. Pawned all his guns for $1,000. Yep. I used to have migraines. I'd lose work for that, or I would work and I'd be miserable. I don't do that anymore. And then just being sick. I used to have sickness every summer, fall, and winter. I would get sick probably 3 times a year, significantly sick, where I'd be in bed for a couple days. And that has not happened. And this sinus infection I got was from inhaling a bunch of bad stuff that I should have had a mask on, and that was my bad. I wouldn't have gotten sick, and I didn't really get sick. I just got an infection from the injury. All right. I'm only 5 weeks in. Thanks for the info on the LMNT. You have to get the unflavored LMNT. That's the best. Not saying it's bad. You can do it. If you're only 5 weeks in, you can do it for a little bit. But get off it as fast as you can, right? Use it and then lose it. That's what I would say. You don't need it. Right. Let's see. Much less waste. Alaskan Carnivore says, our ancestors never used food for entertainment, in my opinion. Bacon wrapped meatballs are cheap and yummy.
Yep.
I would
It's
agree.
like I said before, once you move away from food being a comfort thing or something you do for the sake of boredom, that's when the diet really shines.
I would say our ancestors' entertainment was the hunt.
Exactly.
That would have been the
exactly.
entertainment. The eating was the reward for the
Yeah.
hunt,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, men are wired that way. We are. I mean, I hate to sound sexist, but that's just the way it is. When I go shopping for a shirt or a package of underwear or a pair of pants. And I'm pretty specific in what I want, and I dial in on that. I don't search for things. It's like if I'm going for a deer, I'm going for a deer, right? That's the way I am. And that's the way I'm wired. I think women, being more the gatherers, are more looking for, oh, that fruit's nice, but maybe this fruit's better or this nut's better, whatever. They like to shop differently than guys do. It used to drive me crazy to be with my mom when she was shopping. She would just be looking at stuff like, we didn't even come here for that. What are you looking at that for? That's not even in the realm of what we're doing here, right? And I'm like super task oriented, like get that pair of pants and that shirt. That's what I want. And that's because we're hunters. When we go out, we're getting the mammoth, and that's what we're going after.
Mm-hmm. I
All
bought
right.
a pair of shoes the other day. It took me 10 minutes. I was in
Right.
it. I can relate.
Yeah, that's me, man.
Mm.
I get labs tomorrow. Fasting now. Saw the meetup stuff in Carnivore Brothers. Awesome. I'm in Texas. Hope to be at the next one. Great. B-Dog, where you at, man? I hope you're near Austin. We can meet up sometime. We're going to have a meetup again at, okay, so there is the KetoCon, which is called Hack Your Health, and it's in Austin every year. And I know a lot of the big doctors are going to be there. Dr. Baker, I believe, is going to be there. Dr. Kiltz will be there. So a lot of the big doctors will be there speaking. Usually all of them show up. All of them showed up last year. And we're going to definitely have an in-person meetup. And if any of you guys are coming, I don't know if you are, but if any of you guys are coming from out of state, let me know, and we'll definitely meet up while we're at KetoCon too. Love to do that. Love to meet up some people that are hanging out on the channel. All right. Meeting Wellness is on. Hey, what's up, girl?
Hey, Christy.
I'm going to be on her show tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Great.
She's got a great
Check it
channel.
out.
Yeah, she does. They do the lioness thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, that's awesome. She does the lioness channel. Lioness talk with the female carnivores is great.
Yeah.
Pete, what do you got going this week? Got anything new coming up?
What have we got going this week? Not really. I've been really busy with the channel this week after doing that video with Alex yesterday. We've got the Aussie Carnivore Connection, the DC set up. I couldn't make that this week, unfortunately, but that's becoming a weekly event. So this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We've got 3 or 4 Aussies getting together, sort of chatting about being a carnivore in Australia.
That's great.
Which is a bit of fun. But I'll probably try and knock out another video, maybe 2 or 3 days time when the inspiration strikes and I have the time available.
Yeah, and if you have time, you're watching this, make sure you check out Pete's new video, which is Alex, and my new video, which is Alex, which is Carnivore for Life 65.
Mr. Popular.
Yeah, he's Mr. Popular. He's on 2 of the big channels here. The sun will never set on his empire, right?
That's great. He deserves it. He's got a fantastic channel.
He's a great guy.
And a great story too. Alex,
speaking of new channels, I want to talk about Carnivore to the Moon. Now, she is German, right?
Yeah.
Marie's German, and she has 5 subscribers and 2 videos. I've watched both her videos. I commented on them. I recommend you guys watch this. Her videos are in German, but if you do the closed captioning, you can select English and get the subtitles.
Yeah, well, I'm one of the 5 subscribers, Larry. I
me too.
This morning, yeah.
Great, man. That's awesome.
She commented on one of my videos, so
she follows me too.
Yeah.
So everyone here, go surprise Marie and leave her some good American, Australian, UK, whatever you're coming from, Ireland. Go leave her some good vibes and support her. She's a former vegetarian or /vegan. Who has converted, which is super important. And listen, I don't know any other German carnivores. So this is something we need to spread across the EU too, right? We need to spread it everywhere. So don't let a language be a barrier. She's fluent in English, at least typing. She writes well, so she'll understand what you're saying. Leave her good comments. Watch her videos. She's super sweet and has a great little. She does her videos out walking, which is fun, and she's doing sprints from Dr. Sean O'Mara too. So that's something I'm into. I love doing the sprints. So check her out, Carnivore to the Moon, please, and like, subscribe, and support her.
Yeah, I just popped over and subbed to her channel.
Fantastic, brother.
Great
That's
stuff.
what we're talking about. Right, way to go, Brett. And then, of course, who's your carnivore? I'm gonna put you on here too.
Yeah, I'm creeping up there a little bit. I'm just getting some nice organic growth on my channel. I think I'm a little over 700 subs now. So
that's great, Brett.
Right. Let me.
It was great to follow along with you during your fast, man.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I picked up a few from that. Yeah. But
okay, I'm gonna post you up now. Let's see. Present. Oh, I want to do this one. Who's your carnivore? Let's see. Share screen. There it is. Share. There we go. So who's your carnivore? You need to follow him too. 708 subscribers. We need to get him over 1,000. And 70 videos, right?
Yeah.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Channel's looking pretty tight. I like it. Organized. Good stuff.
And that GoFundMe that's up there, I always tell people that's not for me. That's the link to Healing Humanity.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So we're all supporters of Healing Humanity. And
with my channel, you know, I'm not going to be one of these guys who are going to ask people for money. You know, if you want to support me, just like, sub, comment, and help me get my watch time hours up, and then YouTube will pay me. So I'm not, you know, although, you know, pay me a little bit. I'm not expecting to make any money.
No, you don't make money.
No. But I don't know.
You break even.
Make a couple bucks to help pay for some subscriptions or something. But you know, I'm in this for the community. So, you know, I'm fine. I don't need anybody to send me money. So just like and watch and, you know, leave me comments, and, you know, we're all in this together, and that's why I'm here. Yeah.
Now, were you on when we were talking about Johnny Appleseed and how many seeds are? How many seeds are in apple? Yeah. And that's what this is. You're planting seeds, man. You're doing the Johnny Appleseed thing. We all are here, and that's just great. Okay,
Johnny Appleseed actually came through my part of the state.
Johnny Appleseed did? Nice. All right.
Thanks, Fred. Thanks very much for that.
All right, guys. I think we're going to call it. We've been up for an hour and 27 minutes, and it's been really fun. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. I appreciate all you guys following us. 52 viewers right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really exciting. We've had
quite a long break from work, Larry. I've got to go and get something done.
I get it. Yeah. I know. Sorry for taking up your time.
No, I'd much rather be doing this, to be honest. This is way more fun.
It is fun. So Fred is subscribed to everyone. Great. Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you guys. We'll look for you guys next Wednesday, and check out our new videos coming out. And all I got to say is stay strong and overcome. Carnivore Soldier and friends out.